Today we're going to be talking about discounts, sales tax, and commission. So you want to make sure that you have your percent foldable handy. When you do a discount, you have percent over 100 equals discount over total. And then when you get your total, it's total minus the discount is going to be equal to your grand total. Let's look at number 1. Each item below is on sale for 25% off. Given the price of each item, find the sales price without tax on each item. So the sale price on the TV is what we're looking for. The TV cost $250 and we are going to get 25% off. So we need to write our percent proportion. 25 over 100 equals X over 250. So when we solve our proportion, we'll get our cross products. 100X equals 250 times 25 is 6,250. We'll divide both sides by 100. And remember, when you divide by 100, your decimal moves 2 places to the left. So X is equal to $62.50. This is the amount of money that we get off. So we're going to need to subtract this from $250. Make sure you line up your decimals. The price of the TV was $250, but we get 25% off, which is $62.50. We will need to borrow, so this 5 becomes a 4, and this 0 becomes a 10, which then is a 9, so that this can become a 10. 0 minus 0 is 0. 10 minus 5 is 5. Bring down your decimal. 9 minus 2 is 7. Need to borrow again. 2 becomes a 1. 14 minus 6 is 8. Bring down the 1. So the cost of the TV, the sale price of the TV would be $187.50. Number 2, we have a Blu-ray player that's $85 and it is on sale for 25% off. So what we want to think about is if we get 25% off, then we are paying 75% of the price. So we can do the proportion 75 over 100 equals X over 85. Because 85 is the cost of the Blu-ray player. So we want to solve our proportion. We get 100X, 75 times 85. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 2 is 37. 0 placeholder. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 8 times 7 is 56. Plus 4 is 60. And when we add, we get 6,375. Then we need to isolate our variable. We divide by 100. When you divide by 100, your decimal moves 2 places to the left. So it's $63.75. This is 75% of the price of the Blu-ray player, so this will be the sale price. Now I could have found out that 25% of 85, and when I solve that, I would get X equals $21.25. Then I would take the price of the Blu-ray player, which is $85, and subtract the $21.25, and I would get $63.75. So it does not change my answer. It's just a matter of which way you would like to solve the problem. Next, we're going to look at tax. You have percent over 100 equals tax over total. And then you take your total plus your tax, and that equals your grand total. Find the amount paid for each item if tax rate is 8.5%. So we have a refrigerator that is $1,354. I have a tax rate of 8.5%. So I'm going to put 8.5 over 100 equals X over $1,354. That's the cost of the refrigerator. And I can solve my proportion like normal. So when we do our cross product, we have 100x, 1,354 times 8.5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 2 is 27. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. 0 placeholder. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 3 is 43. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 4 is 28. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2 is 10. And then we add. We need 1 decimal place. And when we added here, this was 1415. I should have carried a 1 right here, so this should be a 1. So I apologize for that. So this was 15, carry the 1, so that's a 1 there. So we get 11,509. When we divide by 100, our decimal moves 2 places to the left. So we have $115.09. This is going to be our tax. So now we want to take the cost of the refrigerator, make sure you line up your decimals, and you're going to add the tax. 0 plus 9 is 9, 0 plus 0 is 0, 4 plus 5 is 9, 5 plus 1 is 6, 4 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4, excuse me. Bring down the 1, and so the final cost of the refrigerator with tax would be $1,469.09. Number 4, we have the PlayStation, which is $324, and we are going to figure out what would 8.5% be in taxes. Now when you solve the proportion, you find your cross products and then you divide to isolate your variable. There's another way that you can do it, use the equation method, where you can change your percent to a decimal. So I'm going to change my percent to a decimal by moving my decimal 2 places to the left. So I will get decimal point 0.85. I'm going to multiply that by the cost of the price of the PlayStation. $324 multiplied by 85 thousandths. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. 0 placeholder. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3 is 19. Carry the 1. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25. Then we will add that. We get 0, 4, 15. Carry the 1. 7, 2. Kicked out the decimal 3 places. Need to kick it back in 3 places. So I get $27.54. So that's going to be my tax. How much would you pay in taxes? $27.54. And what would your total be? You're going to take the price of the PlayStation, $324, and you're going to add the tax, $27.54. That's 11, carry the 1, 5. So your answer should be $351.54. Number 5. The items below are on sale for 15% off and have a tax rate of 7.5%. Find the total amount paid for each item. So we have a microwave that's $400. We are going to need to figure out what is the 15% discount. So we can find out what is 15% off and subtract it, or we can say if we get 15% off, then we paid 85%. So 85 over 100 equals X over 400. We're going to solve our proportion doing our cross product. 100x equals 400 times 85 is going to give you 34,000. When we divide by 100, our decimal moves 2 places to the left, so x equals $340. So that is the price of the microwave after the 15% off. Now we need to figure out what the tax rate is going to be. I'm going to take my percent and change it to a decimal. So I'm going to have decimal point 0.075. I'm going to multiply $340, that is the price of the microwave after the 15% discount has been taken off. And then I'm going to multiply that by the tax percent changed to a decimal. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. 0 placeholder. 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 4 is 28, carry the 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Add and get. Okay, we need to count our decimal places. 1, 2, 3. Put it back in. 1, 2, 3. So we get $25.50. That will be the amount of tax. So now we take the price of our microwave, $340, make sure we line up our decimals, and tax is $25.50. So we will add 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 5 is 5, bring down the decimal. 0 plus 5 is 5, 4 plus 2 is 6, bring down the 3. So the cost of the microwave with a 15% discount and a 7.5% tax rate is $365.50. Next, we're going to do a commission problem. Commission is your percent over 100 equals commission over earnings. Then you take your commission plus your earnings and get your total. Number 7, Jamie made $4,500 in sales with a commission rate of 22%. How much money did Jamie make in commission? So I'm going to do a proportion. 22 over 100 equals X over 4,500. Solve my proportion. 100X equals 4,500 times 22 is 99,000. I'm going to divide by 100 to isolate my variable. When I divide by 100, my decimal moves 2 places to the left, so I get 990. So how much commission did Jamie make? She made $990 in commission. Tips. Tip is percent over 100 equals tip over total. Total plus tip equals your grand total. The dinner bill came out to be $115.35. If Doug gives the waitress a 20% tip of the total, what is the amount that Doug will pay? So we're going to set up a proportion. 20 over 100 equals X over $115.35. Solve our proportion. We get 100X. $115.35 times 20, we get 2,307. We divide both sides by 100 to isolate our variable. When we divide by 100, our decimal moves 2 places to the left, so we get $23.07. That's the amount of our tip. The question says, what is the total amount that Doug will pay? So we need to take the $115.35 and add the tip of $23.07. Make sure you line up your decimals. 5 plus 7 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Bring down your decimal. 5 plus 3 is 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. Bring down your 1. So your answer is going to be $138.42. So you'll finish the rest of the problems by yourself.